So, Parma, 2. Inter, 2. I know it's all a late recording, because after the watch along, go somewhere else. I'm not going to clarify where it went, but something important. So I do a late recording and see if my memory is a bit less hazy and stuff. Because there are times when match like that where you really want to forget. It's really hard. Forget about that. Balling a 2-goal lead against Parma. Parma of all teams. I know Parma are a team that's capable of scoring. I mean, look at their lineup, wise. The likes of Angie Bonny and Dennis Mann. Of course, there's Bernabe, whatever it's pronounced. Bernabe? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, we're very exciting players. Well, said to be exciting players. But okay. But 2-0, halftime, triple sub for Chivu. Inter's triple winner. Yep, triple winner with Inter. That's interesting. We dropped points to Mata twice, and we dropped points to Chivu. Both of them are part of the Inter's trouble squad. Okay. Are we gonna get another trouble winning coach? And drop points to them also. Who else is coaching? Oh, no, we don't have Vieira, because Vieira didn't get a UCL medal, I believe, and he's coaching general right now. So yeah, about that. Where that if 19 other teams get a former Inter treble winner, we probably be fighting relegation. So yeah, there's that. Well, those former treble winners for Inter. Well, let's talk about the match. A lineup. I mean, there's not much to do really. I know Latoro is back, which is good. Dumfries still injured. Pavard, if he's getting rest, I'm sure it's fair. Well, okay. DeVry rotated because DeVry. There's a Bayern match coming, and I guess we have to heavily rotate. Whereas that Slani in Chanoglu playing as Mazzala role, because Fritesi, I'm sure he's going to be rotated. Which I gotta speak more about Fritesi. DeMarco played, and there's that. I can speak more of the lineup, but yeah, 2-0 for. I was just the first half. His first half. Let's see. I know looks like Parma attacking from their left side. They carved open. Darmian doesn't seem to be defensively solid for this match. I mean, Bissek and Darmian played together last season. Because Bissek, he doesn't do the defensive part. He just overlaps quite a bit. Darmian is more defensive minded right back, so he usually does the defending part. I mean, it's what's expected. Or Bissek goes up very well. They cover that with Darmian. I mean, Pavard. It's Pavard and Darmian could probably solidify the right side, but don't have the creative outlet. Because Pavard doesn't go up that much. Isn't there a stats or something? Something like that. But that's where part of Julie attacks our right side. Dangerous crosses. And we're lucky for Sommers making a bunch of good saves by him. In fact, I think we'd probably lose the match if it weren't for Sommer. There are 2 goals. Good DeMarco cross, Mickey dummy, and a Darmian goal. Second one, we have a Darmian flick to I think no Mkhitaryan flick to Darmian and then to Thuram. I think the order. Yeah, my memory's hazy. Yeah, no, Darmian to Mickey to then Thuram. I mean, it's a very weird form, but he did score, so that doesn't matter. A goal is a goal. Yeah, 2-0 and looking good. Of course, Mickey is really second tale of two halves. First half, he played very well, very standout. Second half, very dreadful. Second half, I don't know what's going on with Inter, especially Ferris. Yes, I said Ferris because Inzaghi is suspended for the match. Last match where he got a second yellow and got a red card. Really, one match suspension. Second, we got the Parma the ropes, and until they make a triple sub, Bernabé coming on. I think he's a game changer. Are we? I'm not sure if we're linked to this guy. If we are, like, okay, I'll give him a chance. Right, quite impressive. Especially cutting through Inter's midfield. I'll speak more about the midfield. The midfield, I honestly think that it shows the depth of our midfield. Because when we have Chanoglu, yeah, starting, or Barella. Everyone else, I'd be very worried. Because Aslani, he doesn't defend. In fact, doesn't have the physicality to defend. Cortezi does nothing in the midfield. Mickey, offensively decent, defensively decent. So defensively, we don't have anyone that can help the defense. But yeah, 2 goals. Bernabé is a good goal outside the box. And could be saved. Mickey should be blocked. Sommer. Like, okay. Nothing much you can do. And then another goal where Bissek and Cherby, I don't know what they're doing. You just throw a 2-goal lead down the drain. Other that, I don't know what the team's doing at this point. What are they doing? You have a midfield of Fratesi, Aslani, and Mkhitaryan. So what are you supposed to do with that? It's just overall team besides the midfield having, depending on Aslani and Mickey, to do the creative build up. Because Fratesi, he's not going to do anything. He's not going to do anything. It's expected in the midfield. It's like game in, game out. When I say he's Italian McTominay, because that's what McTominay does. Because I'm sure that if you're a United fan, and you watch United week in and week out, you watch McTominay, you would notice that he doesn't have a volume of passes, and he gets the unusual GNA. Pretty much, does it sound familiar? Does it sound familiar to you? If it doesn't, the biggest hint I can tell you is like, that's what Fratesi is. He doesn't do much in the midfield, but get the unusual GNA. There are times if I want to play the number 9. I don't see him as a midfielder at all. But you get rid of Fratesi's unusual GNA, you don't get anything much. Which is, I'd say, it would have been very useful right now. But okay. Yeah, after the second goal, we just don't look like more controlled, more panic build up. No, less controlled build up, more panic build up. Or shooting from distance, or just hoofing the ball up, hope for Thuram and Thuram or Correa to get the ball. And maybe Arnautovic to a lesser extent. Which, by the way, I'm actually surprised. The fifth sub that doesn't make sense to me. I know that Sonny is known for hoofing the ball up or something. But, why are we taking him off for Arnautovic? All it leaves is a midfield pivot of Fratesi and Mkhitaryan. Fratesi, he doesn't seem like a midfield pivot player at all. Because a midfield pivot player, usually you have someone who controls the midfield, and another one who can run around like an engine, link up play whatsoever. So how does that help Fratesi? It's usually in midfield 2. So yeah, basically midfield 1. Basically just Mickey as a midfield. But yeah, with Arnautovic, that screams desperation. It means 3 Correa, Arnautovic, and Thuram. And I doubt they had any good service after that. He's lost control, moving the ball up, being desperate. So that's really on the sub. I can talk more about the table right now, because I know Napoli still have a game to play. If they do win, they'll be 1 point behind us. And I'm sure they have a much easier schedule. Besides the obvious we have more matches. I think that Napoli, yeah, look at Napoli. It's Napoli, Bologna. Bologna being their only team that's in top 9. Because I'm just including Milan. Everything else, well, let's see, Monza fighting relegation, and to mid-table. Yeah, they have what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams fighting relegation. Because let's be honest, Lecce, Empoli, Parma, Cagliari aren't too far off, 6 points. And of course, Monza, right there. Yeah, it's really on Napoli's hands at this point. But if we throw away another game, because look at Inter's schedule. I mean, minus the UCL, of course. Bologna, top 9. Roma, top 9. And Ranieri's teams in Serie A is in form right now. But anything can happen. And of course, Lazio, another top 9 team. So like 1, 2, 3. Plus, we're not including Bayern. UCL matches Bayern and Milan. Coppa Italia. The thing about Milan is, even though they're ninth, I really think out of all the 19 teams, they only showed up against us. So yeah, it's assuming we go through the semis. I'm sure it'd be very tough, because semis is either gonna be Dortmund or Barca, which I can say the bookmakers say Barca. I'm gonna do the match ratings. Because I'm like, it's Scudetto. If we throw away one more match, like okay, Scudetto's over. We're gonna win the rest of our matches at this point, because I don't think Napoli will drop points this easily. Sommer, I think Sommer didn't do too bad. 7, and I think a man of match. Sommer, if it weren't for his saves, I think sure we would have lost the game. One counter and then boom, it's over. Bastoni, 6.5. I'm not sure for Bastoni's taking it off or something, because he's been taken off at halftime. My biggest concern is if he's in. I hope it's a slight bruise or something. Because Bayern, he's really needed at Bayern. I know Bayern having a bit of injury crisis, but they still have the squad depth. Acerbi, 5.5. I mean, he did okay, but second goal, I think he could have done a lot better. The sec, I'll say 4.5, 4.5. He looks lost in the right center back. When Darmian's legs are done and gone, he actually needs to defend. And I'm actually surprised that we want to hold on lead. We didn't bring in Pavard. I'm honestly surprised about that. Asani 5. I don't know, nothing too impactful. Didn't control the game as expected. I mean, Chanoglu basically ran the midfield. Because I think that we'll be in trouble. If we have no Chanoglu, no Barella, we would be in serious trouble. Chanoglu 6.5. Controlled the game very well. By actual controller. Did well the Mazzala role. In fact, I think I got these two split. I got these two mixed, but yeah. Hold up. Quick change. You know, I can do this. I can do the scuff way. I can do the scuff way. Yeah, like Chanoglu right there. Mkhitaryan right there. Yeah, the scuffest way I can do the match ratings. I mean, it's done by Clip Studio or something like that. But the Mkhitaryan is really two tails. For the first half, it would have been a 7. In the second half, it would have been a 5. So I'm going to average it out and give him a 6. DeMarco. I'll give him 6.5. In fact, in the first half, we've been hammering with Parma crosses, quality crosses. So 6.5 for him. Played very having a good creative outlet. In fact, I should be concerned who is our actual creative outlet is if we don't have DeMarco. Zolski seems like a bit too raw. Darmian, I'll give him 5. I mean, he did score 1 goal, which is alright, but everything but a full 90 game, nothing impressive. Lautaro can hold the ball, link up play is good, but overall, I think he should have very few chances. There weren't 2 quality chances, so I'll go 6.5, 6 or 6.5. For Toronto, I'm gonna give him 6.5. Good goal. Hold the plays there, and involved in the build up quite a bit. You know, when you don't have a midfield. And for the subs, I think the subs really killed the game. Really, Carlos Bastoni, a 5. Zaluski seems a bit too raw. Plus, a dangerous tackle, which I'm surprised it's not a yellow or something. So Zaluski, I'll give him 5. Cortezi, I'll give him 4.5. Came in way too late, but stinker. We need a goal. It does seem to be the element. It's just not there. Korea 5. I mean, Arnautovic, I'm not going to give a rating because he came in very late, and it seems like a very weird sub to me. I'm not going to rate Arnautovic. Ferris, I mean, lineup wise, you have to rotate. It's fair to say make the subs because you have to rotate because Bayern's next. But at the same time, I'm sure. Why are we putting Fratesi, Aslan, and Mkhitaryan together? Just why at this point? So Barella suspended. Zielinski injured. So we have Fratesi only as our only midfielder. Yeah, that's really our midfield option. Just testing our depth. But I really think that if you wanted to secure a lead, you could have brought in someone like Pavard for Bisek. Just shut out the Parma's left side. So for Ferris, I'll give him 5 because subs he really can't do anything about that. Bastoni, I'm not sure about his condition, but I could bring in Pavard to shut out the right side. Because Bisek, you really keep him in if you want to get a goal. I think the same thing for Zalewski also. Bring him in when you need a goal. Referees. I mean, there are some referees I'm surprised that favor that are iffy calls, but nothing too significant. 5.5. Alright, these are all my match ratings for the match. I'm sure that for Bayern, I'm sure we'll have Barella this time. Because it's going to be like, what? Sommer, Bastoni, Iturbi, Pavard, DeMarco, Mickey, Panoglu, Barella, Darmian, Latoro, and Taram. I mean, I'll be okay with Arnautovic. I know Bayern have a bit of an injury crisis right now. What's it? I think this match day, Musiala is out. But they still have a good attack, which they're quite a bit pace. So be careful with them. Even though no Musiala, no Neuer, no Koeman. Who else is missing? Kane is unknown. I don't pay attention to Bayern news. Who else? I did listing it right. Yeah, Pavlovic, Neuer, Davies, Upamecano, Ito, Koeman, Musiala, and maybe Kane. Yeah, quite a bit of injuries right there. I think we have a bit of, and there's Inter's midfield depth, which is a bit concerning. Alright, I'm gonna end the video here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, put your match ratings in the comments. I mean, it's out of 10 with 6 being the average. Usual YouTube stuff. So see you later. Bye everyone, see you soon.